Change is everywhere. Markets change, politics change, culture changes. But most often it feels like it's happening to us. What if we could make change deliberately towards a better, a more sustainable world? Today I'm going to show you one tool that will make you see where you fit into the transition that we need for tomorrow. Welcome to the Change Age. My name is Michael and we're here to make transformation work. Many people believe it's up to politicians to solve our current crises. Think of the loneliness epidemic, the climate crisis, biodiversity loss. But to be honest with you, I don't think that politicians are up to the task right now. We need somebody else to solve these issues. In the end, it's up to us to show politicians what actually works. We need visionaries, thinkers, doers, bridge builders. We need a lot of different people with different characteristics and abilities to make social transformation work. In the last episode of this series, we've looked at what type of motivation you might have to become a change maker and where to find your purpose in this. You can find the playlist to the series down in the description. In this episode of this series, we will look deeper into what type of abilities you can bring to the table. What I've brought with me today is the Three Horizons framework. Let's dig into it. The Three Horizons framework describes how change happens in society. And it's a super important framework because it tells us basically that change has three speed settings. When looking at change, you can see the first horizon where we have managers, workers, engineers, people who hold the current system afloat, who are repairing it, seeing to it that we have food on our table, that the electricity is still on, that banks are still running. These jobs are very much needed, but they also make sure that the status quo stays intact. But sometimes old systems don't work in new contexts. Think of the schooling system not meeting the needs of the 21st century, or look at fossil fuels still being used to fuel our economy. If you are a manager in the Horizon 1, that's perfectly okay, but you still can support the future emerging. But maybe you want to do more. Then you can take a leap of faith into the other two horizons. So we've looked at Horizon 1. Now let's look at emerging futures. That's Horizon 3. That's where you find philosophers thinking up new systems of belief. You find artists drawing interesting pictures of the future, or storytellers telling us about what is actually possible. In Horizon 3, we are exploring the future, looking at what might actually be achievable. So if you think this is more of your cup of tea, you're more of a visionary, then lean into it. Become an artist, take it seriously. Be a philosopher, think of future worlds. Bring us along a voyage of new values, new ideas, exciting new futures. Before we go into Horizon 2, you have made it this far into the video, so either you're my mum who watches all my videos, or you're really interested in becoming a change maker. Consider subscribing to this channel because there's a lot of resources for you to explore. Then finally there's Horizon 2. That's the place between the current system and the emergent futures. Think of Horizon 2 like a construction site, where old walls are torn down and new walls are being built. It's noisy, it's messy, it's dusty, right? And that's where you normally would find social innovators, social entrepreneurs, NGOs, activists. They are tinkering with new ways, concrete ways of making society better. Do you think you're one of those tinkerers? Then your task is to weed out the old systems and create new ones. Start small and then scale up whatever you've created. The fun in this task is that you will be working with a lot of different people, maybe managers, maybe politicians, maybe advocacy groups, and bring them together to shape this new kind of future. You have to be careful though, because whatever you create can either support the old system, the Horizon 1, or it can support the new system, the Horizon 3. It all depends on what you're doing, what you're building, and who you are catering to. Think of solar energy. Solar energy has this promise of democratizing the production and the use and the ownership of electricity. But as of now, it's not quite clear in what kind of category it falls. It could either create distributed, democratized energy where everybody has a solar panel on their roof, or it could go into the direction of big solar farms owned by big conglomerates. Are you more at home in Horizon 1, where you manage the current system? Are you more of a thinker of visions of the new future? So you're Horizon 3, or are you Horizon 2? A thinker, a doer, a trier of new things. I'd love to see which horizons our community lives in. I really love this 3 Horizons framework, as it shows us that change doesn't need to happen overnight. There's the ones who are thinking up new worlds, new value systems, new ideas, new philosophies, new beliefs, right? And then there are people who are more concerned about how to bring these futures into the now. And of course, both of these are needed, right? We can't live with one or the other only. We need both of these characters in change making. Through the 3 Horizons framework, it becomes apparent that we need people at universities, in the arts, in theaters, writing books, who dream big. But then we also need people who are going down into the mud and do the dirty work of change making. So far, most of my working life, I've been supporting Horizon 2, meaning I tried to bring the future that wants to be born into the now. And that was quite difficult work because the current system most of the time doesn't want to change, right? So finding these opportunities, the loopholes, the leverages to make the system go into a different direction, to shepherd it into a different direction, is super, super interesting work, but it's also difficult because you have this belief of how the future could look like, this vision, this image. And at the same time, the now, the current system, the status quo tells you, nah, I don't want to go there. So you have to coax it in a way, and that makes it a very, very exciting work. But in my private time, I also love being in this Horizon 3 mind space, thinking up futures that might be possible. Because most of what we believe in today isn't written in stone. We could just believe different things. But how do we get people there? How can we apply behavior change and system change and do it in a way that's not manipulative? Yeah, so happy to talk to you about these kind of topics and happy to see where you stand, what type of change maker you are.